My God.
It's time for the show.
Is this happening?
With your favorite co-hosts.
It is.
Eric and Nicole.
Could be worse.
We got all you need from pop culture to what's on TV.
Or
We
not.
cover every day like Long Island Strong, North Shore, South Shore, all week long.
Please stop.
So let's get started, friends, because us two got a lot to say.
We do?
We're gonna make you laugh.
They're
Put
laughing.
a smile on your face today.
Hello, No, Nicole, I don't do this.
Not doing
It's
shit.
time for the show. Why are we... No.
You're doing great.
With your good friends, Eric. I'm not doing this, Nicole. This is ridiculous. I don't sing. Just start the show. Let's go. Start the show.
Fine.
Hello, Nicole. Hello.
Hello, Eric. Hello.
Hello, and welcome everybody to our Big Brother Canada 9 coverage. Welcome, friends.
Welcome, everybody. Wow, this is really, this is exciting.
This is super exciting. Now, before we get into everything, we want to let you guys know that no matter where you are watching, make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. I see that there are so many of you right now. Mel over on Twitch, Courtney's on Twitch, Olivia watching from YouTube, Michelle over on Twitter. I see Jackie, Jalen. I see all of your comments on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all of them. So you guys keep them coming. I don't know how to pull the comments up yet for this show, but don't worry. We will have that working for the next show. But a great way to help support our shows is to share them, because sharing is caring. So wherever you guys are watching them from, make sure that you share them now. Let everybody know that we're live, or if you're watching this in the future, the playback, share it after you guys are done. And what about if they're listening to the podcast version, Nicole?
If you are listening to the audio version of this show or any of our shows, please leave it a 5-star rating and a positive review and share it with all your podcast listening friends on all your favorite podcast providers. Whether you're a Google podcast person or a Spotify person or a Stitcher person, we are everywhere.
We are everywhere. Thank you guys so much. And of course, give us a week, but hellofriendspod.com. It's going to be coming down in the next day or two, and it is going to be put back up, hopefully, within a week or less. And then it will be all new for our new shows, our new content, our new format, everything. You guys will be able to watch these shows live directly on the website and chat on the website. I've heard that's what you want, or you can keep watching wherever you guys are watching, but give us a few days for that. We have the website team on it.
Would you argue that this is going to be a sequel of the website?
It is going to be a sequel of the website. We are so happy to see all of you guys here and watching. Yes, YouTube, everyone, we appreciate your thumbs up, you're hitting the bell, you're subscribing. I see a lot of people asking about Super Chat. I don't know that we can see that, but if you want to do it, go for it. There's a lot of things we're still figuring out. And now, we need to talk about Big Brother Canada.
We do, and there is a lot to talk about. Of course, what we want to start with is the house.
I was legitimately blown away by this house.
Yes.
What was your first impressions of it?
So, having seen some of the pictures online prior, I thought it was more of like a jungle theme and whatnot. And right before the episode started, I had turned to my sister and I said, you know what? The comic book theme last year was so like artistically beautiful and so well done and so detailed. It's unfortunate that it got cut short and they weren't going to be able to utilize it for longer. I was like, you know what? They should have just done the same house and said, listen, this is a great set. We're not going to waste it. And then whammo kablamo, it's essentially not the same set, but a nod to it with all of the BBCAN9 superheroes and
Mm-hmm.
it's also different where it's not, "Hey, we just recycled a house."
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, Nicole. I forgot this. I see you guys on chat. Here's the thing, everyone. Sometimes it can be too much, Nicole, okay? Sometimes I have to just mute her microphone. I got it. I fixed it. It's fine. I actually thought to myself, I wonder if I unmuted the microphone on that shot. And then I looked over and went, uh-oh, there's no audio. And you know chat will not let me not know. So they were like,
This is
we
good.
can't hear Nicole. It's fine. Here's what Nicole said. Eric's the best, and I'm so happy covering the season. No,
I'll
Nicole. So what were you saying about the house? Go ahead.
I'll repeat the ending of what I was saying about the house, which was, I don't know where I was cut off, but last year being the comic book theme, it was so artistically done. And I honestly, truthfully turned to my sister and said, what a waste. They should have just used the set over. So I was
Yeah.
very, very pleasantly surprised to see the set again, but overgrown and green and leaves and grass. And I think that's so, so, so clever, especially with the notion of it was comic books. So do a sequel, do the house is overgrown. Here we are moving in. And it it looks a lot nicer seeing it on the actual show than I think the pictures didn't do it as much justice.
Yes. I mean, I gotta be real. Like, I love me some Marissa. I know Marissa's executive producer. I may have made a joke or two alluding to the fact that that I thought maybe in some of the pictures it looked a little um Michael's bargain binny plastic ivy. However, now seeing it like on the show, I'm like, okay, I get the vision. I get it. I love it. It is a little bit of a danger though, I will say, for people that, might not know. Um, I'm sure we're allowed to say it. So I think people assume that like our Big Brother in the US, when you're on that stage and then you go through the doors, you're then going right into the house. It is actually not the case at all. They are on two different complete
Yep,
sets. Um, and I have had to like when we do backyard interviews or all the things we've done over the years, you have to go into the house in that through the way they all go in. Like that's the only way in.
that's cool.
Um but it's like a straight up staircase, Nicole. Like it is a wooden like thing.
Rickety.
So when you see the people walking in and you're like, "Oh, why aren't they all like more grouped together?" Probably cuz someone was holding on to their dear life of this insane vertical nailed together wooden ladder type of a stair situation that terrifies me to this day. I've survived it.
Damn. Well, I know on BBUS, and this is not a secret, you can see it if you watch close enough. We have like the little vestibule, whatever little air hallway area between the two doors. So like you walk in, you're in this like little rectangle, then you walk into the house. And that's obviously for security reasons and all of that. But that's one thing that's very interesting about the way everybody entered the house this season for
Mhm.
BBCAN9. My family and I were saying it almost seems as though it is a COVID impacted thing. The world has been cut off from each other for, oh
Mhm.
yeah, about a year. It's been a year. And I think it made people awkward with one another. I think it made people a little more antisocial. And yes, I know they entered the house in smaller groups, but I feel as though previous seasons people enter and they're screaming and they're grabbing each other. And it's interesting to see how much COVID has impacted our world and just the way we tick. To see
Mhm.
people walk in, they're like, "Yay, um, t- take, are we taking? Okay, take it off. Oh, hi, you want to hug?" Like it was so awkward, and I think that's such a
Yeah.
testament to like our times, and that to me is also very interesting to see.
I thought the intro, now you did watch last year. I do love a BBUS intro. I think a BBUS intro is great. I know I feel like I'm making all this about me. As someone who was just on one recently, I guess you were too. Um I love a Big Brother kind of intro. I
Yes,
feel they are cinematic. I love how they tell the story. I love how the announcer who's like 47 weeks ago in a world ripped apart by virus. And I'm just like, what are you doing? I love it. It gives me like chills. I'm here for it. It's my favorite. I love it.
absolutely. I think I don't know. You know me, I get oddly emotional. And the first thing I got oddly emotional about was the team captains, who they were and also how they were like responded to it. So, they introduce and they have Kiefer and Tina come on stage, and they don't know that they've just been voted team, captains by Canada and social media and whatnot. And just the moment of Arissa telling them, like, you guys have been voted the team captains, they both had a reaction, but Kiefer had more of a reaction that just resonated with me. You could tell it was like a, what, me, like I was chosen type of reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Um so that right there started me off the bat very emotional. I put out my tweet saying them two just have my whole heart. And the reason why I said that too, and we'll get to this, but when they were given the opportunity to spy on the rest of the house guests as they entered, I saw that glimmer of like, oh wow, we don't fit in. And they even said it. They're like, we're not going to fit in with these people. And it just, I don't know. It kind of like broke my heart. And there's something very endearing about them. Tina was different than I expected. We'll get into that, but I absolutely adore Kiefer. Very, very, I don't know, very Nicole-esque, and I adore him.
Oh, I love him. And I also have to say, I know we're doing BBCAN and we have to be us. And I think Nicole and I are very professional and there are no rules anymore and we can kind of do what we want. So I just want to interject here for one hot second,
Okay.
Nicole, to say thank you to everyone on Twitch. I see a lot of people are subscribing to our Hello Friends Twitch account. I see the devil Maximus Mom is gifting subscriptions to people in our Hello Friends chat. So thank you, everyone that is supporting these shows wherever you guys are watching. We appreciate it. Now, Nicole,
Yes.
I agree with you on everything about Kiefer. First of all, Kiefer reminds me so much of my other best friend, aside from you, Terrence. Um, love him.
Hmm.
And then, Tina, there's something that just, I don't know. She reminds me of someone else as well. I just can't put my finger on it. Um, I love them as team captains, but at the same
Yes.
time, I hated them as team captains because I'm like, you're setting them up to go against each other. And I
True.
don't like that. I want them to work together.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Arissa did emphasize, they are going to be teams for the beginning of the season. And obviously, anybody knows once the numbers dwindle, you can't be teams till the very, very end. In that sense, I will say, watching Kiefer and Tina in that room, I would argue Tina does not have a strong social game. You
Mhm.
are one on one with another team captain that Canada voted, locked in a room, watching all these other people move in and bond. That is your moment. That is the moment for you two to say, listen, let's do this. Final two, no matter how these teams like work out going down the line, let's, obviously, we have to focus on our own teams, but let's also look out for each other as individuals as the
Mhm.
teams unroll. And also when teams most likely disband, let's look out for each other. Excuse me. And I think it's interesting that Kiefer was more
Mhm.
like, hey, let's be best friends. And Tina was just not having it. You could see she was tunnel vision. You're my enemy. You're not on my team. And I don't think that was smart on her part. I think, what's the harm in saying, yeah, let's be best friends? That could have helped her socially. So I think she kind of shot herself in the foot there.
I can see that. Definitely it does seem like she shot herself in the foot there a little bit. I love her. I
You
want to
love
say right now Tina's my favorite. The way that Tina just went like that's not happening.
with the
The
guy
way
here.
she, The way she just side-eyed Kiefer and went, "That's not happening. We're moving on." Like, I love her. I feel like she knows what she wants. She's gonna be sarcastic. She is not gonna be afraid to tell them what she's thinking. You know, not to jump ahead, but we saw she's going right for the guys in, you know, that first non-HOH, you know, competition, but I'm loving me Tina. And I did get a little bit nervous too, because I was like, we knew that they obviously put them in the room. You're going to get to watch the people. Now, in the past, twists like this have hurt people. So I am like, please do not let this hurt them. I know they're the first people we're meeting. I know I'm going to love other people, but I'm like, I don't want this to be a twist now where the people start going, oh my God, what did they hear? They know too much. We need to get them out and target them. I'm glad Arissa right off the bat said, you know, they
They
could see
see
you, not hear you.
absolutely no, I agree with that 100%. What I will say is, yes, I hear you about Tina. I hear the whole like, good, she knows what she wants. She shut that down because, yeah, good for her. No offense. In the complexity of competitions, you don't want all females when some competitions are more geared toward males and vice versa. So I
Mhm.
understand her being like, no, we're not doing that. But the the problem that can arise, I'm not saying it will, but what can arise when you're that way is when you don't budge at all, people feel like they're not getting anything from you. People might start viewing her as like, she doesn't listen, she's in it for
Mhm.
herself, she's never going to work with a team like down the line, she's never going to, you know, support her allies, she does what Tina wants to do. And yes, that's great for Tina, especially in the real world, but in that house, it might cause some people to be like, we can't trust you. You do what you want to do for you, and that's not something you should outwardly show. So I do hear you. I love her, but I think she's coming out too hot, a little too hot.
Wow, so we're gonna fight over Tina.
We are gonna fight a lot. I love her. I put out a tweet saying they have my whole heart. I adore her, but I think she came out a little too hot.
Okay, a little too hot. I see people asking when do the live feeds starts. Abby Denton over on Facebook. They start tomorrow.
Ooh. And they've been in the house like what, 5 days now?
I think they moved in Saturday. I also see Sparkly Eye over on Twitch is saying, or are they going to be afraid that they piss her off, Nicole? Like, are they going to be afraid to piss her off? Like, so will the house guests be afraid to annoy her? And then,
I think it depends on how she handles being annoyed. If she's a start, you know, banging pots and pans and keeping people awake and flushing
no.
cigarettes down the toilet, you know, that's a whole nother ballgame. But I don't think people will vocalize it, especially with her being a captain. But I think she's somebody who, like, let's say once the teams are disbarred, it's going to be good. Let's get her out. Like, we don't want somebody
Mhm.
in the house who. It's great to know what you want, but people don't want to hear that. People want to hear that you're helping them.
Right,
Everybody's there, obviously there for themselves, but everybody wants to hear, "Oh, you're helping me. Oh, you want me to be final two with you? Oh, yeah, that's so cool." You know, so I
right.
think, like I said, I think she came in too hot. I adore her, but I think she came in way too hot.
Well, you know what else is hot, Nicole?
To show.
Um, Yes, my boyfriend. Now, I think one thing that really, I mean, this is not one thing that really shocked me. We're going to get to the most shocking part, but I was here for my attention. We're going to ship us Tyrek. Ty,
Tyrick, I
Ty,
like that.
I like a Tyrek too. I do.
Sean? No, Tyrick. I like Tyrick.
Now, do you want my rage or do you want my epiphany first?
I want rage first and then epiphany. So it's like anger and then joy.
Okay, well, if I could be an emoji face for a moment, Nicole, it would be this. And and a little bit more because what's happening on his chest? It literally looks like a comb over of hair on his chest. I literally gagged a little bit.
So this is Kyle that we're speaking about.
Is it? I don't know. I can't see through all the hair.
This is Kyle, and for those wondering, he is the one. He would be considered the alternate, the replacement, the one who, you know, after all the controversy, not took the spot, but you know, earned his spot.
Mm.
So that's who you're referencing. I have a couple opinions, but we're not there yet, so I guess I'll wait. I want to know your epiphany first.
Okay, so here's literally me making the tweet, okay? So, we're watching the people, we're watching the people, and then all of the sudden, uh Josh comes on the screen.
Yes,
And
which I
Josh
comment for.
And Josh's first thing, and he's like, I'm not for everybody. And if I'm not for you, then I'm not for you. So that's it. We can't be for everyone. And here's me, because I was like live watching with everyone. So like I screen grabbed it and I'm like, guys, I got the best tweet. Oh, I guess I'm not for Josh. So like I'm typing it out because if you guys watched our cast assessment and show with Arissa, if you haven't, it's up now everywhere. Um I called him a serial killer and said he's terrifying. So here's me making my tweet like, I guess Josh isn't here for me. Blah 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 blah. And as I'm finishing like I'm just going to hit tweet, he's
Okay.
like, and I'm gay. And I say, wah huh?
Ah, damn it! I missed
How,
that. Did he say that?
yes,
I'm
how
going.
did I not,
Nope. Done. Bye. Peace out.
how did I not know? How did I miss? I mean, look, I specifically do Big Brother Canada very different than how we cover our BBUS. I like to be more surprised by the people. I like to look at the basic bio. I don't like to go into their videos. I like to go into a Big Brother Canada season and be surprised specifically for moments like this. And I did not know. And it is amazing how the simple sentence of, I'm gay, led me to, I now love him.
Oh, I'm glad you came around because you're Tyrick. I would like to be Nakash
No,
or
you get none. I get them all.
Joel. No, because listen, okay, so
You
I was
listen.
defending him during the cast reveal, correct? And then his like little segment popped up, and I may have had a family member or two that was kind of like, ooh, bad vibes, and I'm like, that's what Eric said. I don't see it at all, and and I know I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but as the episode went on, and this is me making a very general uh statement, I'm making a judgment, I'm making an assumption. He seems like he is struggling. It is day one. It is
Josh?
premiere. Yes. Every time I saw it, every time they put the camera on him, it was like a moment of like bug-eyed, lean back, hand in the hair. And I was like, he's having a little bit of a rough go at it, whether it be just the drama of moving night, whether he's just thinking about what Arissa's saying. But he seemed like he was having a little bit of like, oh my God, I'm stuck in here. And I don't know, he seemed like he was struggling a little bit. So it just made me love him even more. And now I just found out he's gay. So you know what? Whatever. 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 I didn't care anyway.
I mean, the thing that he might be struggling with is the ladies he left in a well at the house. But here's the thing. I don't care. This is the first time since I'm gonna go and say a Clay Honeycutt that I think I could have a reciprocal crush on a Big Brother Houseguests. Maybe my feeling of anger towards him was
Yes.
just that thin line between love and hate.
I very firmly believe that love and hate are so close together. And when you have that immediate toward a person, it's usually because you like them.
I think I might be liking him.
Oh
Now,
my God.
we'll talk more about it, but you know who else I was here for, because again, I didn't watch their videos. I like to be surprised in the videos.
Yes.
You know whose video I was one of my favorites?
Who?
My winner pick,
Latoya.
Latoya. I
Just
was
record,
there. Just what?
for the record, that's like my dad is like hell bent that she's gonna win.
Me too. It's my pick to win.
Yep.
Now,
I,
don't know. Don't know if we should go on Eric's picks to win because Eric's first out ended up winning it for everyone, but we'll get to that later. Um, Yeah, I loved Latoya. The intro, I loved everything about her intro package. A lot of these people surprised me. I I wasn't like meh on any of them after watching the video. I really, looking at their cast bios and just based on photos, there was quite a few of them that I was like, oh, this season, I'm worried. And
Yeah.
now watching all their intro videos, I'm like, I'm here for all these people. This is an amazing cast.
It really, really is. And a lot of it, obviously, kudos to casting and everything. A lot of it has to do with its personality. If you can present a story, if you could present your character. I know someone I was pleasantly surprised and shocked by was Braden. He's somebody that I said to you, kind of like the unfiltered, I say what I want, people bother me. By the end of the episode, he ended up being like one of my absolute favorites. And yeah, I think they all have very distinct, here I go, personable personalities, like very like, oh, I want to see them in the DR all season.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much to, get me on to get me on their side. I uh, I'm not sure about Braden, to be completely honest with you. Oh, and I have the Nom thing, but it doesn't matter. Uh, it's not Nom, it's Braden. Um I don't know. I feel like my fear with him is he's gonna wanna be too much. I'm afraid Braden is gonna kind of try and be like, I know that you didn't watch the earlier seasons. I get a little bit of a Glitter Gary vibe from him. And I'm not saying Glitter Gary was too much, but I'm saying I'm afraid he's going to be like, I'm so over the top. I'm so, whatever way. And I think I could see it rubbing people the wrong way.
I would say maybe down the line, and I'm gonna take it here, and I apologize, but had he been picked earlier for one of the teams, then
Yeah.
yes, I could see that happening earlier. I could see it happening like, yes, I was picked early. I'm Braden. Like I'm gonna prance around this house and tell everybody how amazing I am. But I will admit, I think getting chosen last was a very humbling, like, oh shit, type of moment. And I think that's why we saw the level of drive that we did during the first competition. Because I think he had that moment of like, oh my God, like I was picked last. Like it's very, very scary. So I don't see that part of him, if it is gonna come out, I don't see that coming out for a while because I feel as though that night one not being picked right away would be very like scary and intimidating.
Yeah, I'm sure not being picked right away is definitely scary for the house guests, but I don't know. I'm surprised they took the whole I mean, and now granted we know it's edited, but I'm surprised they took the whole Canada voted and chose team captains and all of that as well as they did, honestly.
Yeah. Well,
I
did you
thought
see how they were all sitting on the couch like it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. And then all of a sudden, Carissa's like, "Welcome your two leaders," and they're all like, "Oh."
yeah, you guys were not the leaders. Was there anybody in the picks? And of course you guys can leave it in chat also. Is there anybody that was being picked that you felt like, "Oh, I really wanted that person on Tina's team," or "Ooh, I really wanted that person on Kiefer's team?"
Oh man, I will admit I'm already biased toward Kiefer's team, just because
Mhm.
it's Kiefer, and we went through that already, and because they ended up losing. You know how I am with my underdogs. Um, but I think it was more so for me shocking the order of people.
Mhm.
And again, this is very, I'll admit, stereotypical, and this is very making judgments off of nothing. But I was kind of shocked that Tara was picked so early. I feel like
Really?
I feel as though, and I'm just gonna come out and say it she had a very odd entry into the house.
Mhm.
Everybody greeting each other and hugging, and she was just at the top of the stairs, like, "I'm here. You guys can start playing now." And it's
You
like,
hate everyone I love.
no, but it was just like, nobody knows who you are. Why are you making this grand entrance? Like,
She's a happy person, Nicole. She's
now
happy.
I know, but like that's a very telling personality trait where like everybody's greeting each other.
Happiness?
No, 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 no. It's like I'm here now. Me. Hello. Like,
Yeah.
and I just thought that was very, very interesting. Like, if I was a team captain, I would read that as like, okay, this one wants to be in charge. Like, she wants to be the center of attention. She's going to be in everybody's business. She's going to kind of be all over the place, telling things, giving things, and she's going to be too open. Like that's how I would feel. And then on that note too, Beth was very, I don't know if it was like anxiety, but she was laughing, 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 laughing to the point where I'd be like, "Are you okay?" Like I'd be so scared. I'd be like, "I think she's plotting all of our demises."
I mean, Beth for me, and I hate to say this, and again, I am, I really shouldn't say anything in that aspect because when, you're watching the show, you're taking the notes, I'm watching the show, I'm talking to people, I'm tweeting it out. So, it doesn't have my 100% attention, but Beth just didn't. I honestly was like, who? Like I had to go look and I was like, oh, that's Beth? Okay, I didn't even know she was on the episode.
No, I know. She's very distinct and she sticks out, and I have her name and like everything down pat. But I don't know if it's like a nervous energy thing, but she was very like tie on my thing, like very forward, and I was kind of like, oh wow, like I mean, the guys were receptive to it, obviously, but it just interests me because you know what it is, because I'll admit it, I don't tick that way. Like I am
Mm-hmm.
very quiet, like hi, nice to meet everybody. So when I see people the opposite way, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, that's so interesting to be that way. And it's nothing against them. I thought Tara's entrance was very interesting, and I thought Beth's approach was very interesting.
Right. And here's the thing. I'm sure that our opinions of these people are going to change
Oh, absolutely.
a million times. Um so you like Beth is the moral of the story?
I do like her. I was just like, calm down, Beth.
Okay, because a lot of people in the chats are saying that Beth is giving them a Holly vibe. Do you get a Holly vibe from Beth?
A Holly vibe. I do not. Day one, because again, I'm going by day one, and here you go. There's plenty of people on my cast. Day one, I was like, and now I'm best friends with them, and vice versa. So no, day one, Holly wasn't like, she was very laid back. Hi, I'm
Mm-hmm.
Holly. Nice to meet you. Very calm. So that's what I'm saying. No, I currently I do not get Holly vibes, but maybe as different scenarios and different scenes and different footage, like you said, you can't. This is me talking about them as if they are characters on a show that I'm watching for an hour. Oh, that character was laughing, that character was dramatic, this one has an attitude problem, whatever. They're all people, they're multifaceted. We're going to see more of them, and I'm going to be in love with all of them. I already ranted at my family about how they're all my love buggies and they're part of the family now, and I can't wait to meet them. So it's all love. Like I'm going to make my assumptions and stuff, but it's all love.
Speaking of love, I know you're going to love this name from YouTube. Mechanical Rainbows says, Beth gave me Samantha from BBCAN7 vibes, to which I will say, don't you talk about my Samantha.
Pico,
Yes,
I like her.
I love her. She is one of my favorite people. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that Beth won't be. And I just have to say this right off the bat to any family members, to anybody that is watching the show and thinks that we are being overly critical. I promise you, we mean it all in jest and in jokes. We love all of these, house guests, and we're just being overly critical. It's night one. I'm sure we're gonna end up loving all these people. But in case you're curious, no, I don't really think Josh is a serial killer.
No, but here's the thing, and this is how I'll say it. You watched the beginning of BB21, you called me a sociopath, and you were like,
I
she
did.
is bizarre and weird, and I hope she goes home early. Here I
I
am.
did.
Um,
Yep.
and
Yep.
on that note, too, I lived with people on two different seasons, and you have days where you're pissed off and you go in the DR and you go, I hate that mother effer. I hope they go home. and the next day you're best friends. So it's just the nature of the world. You watch these episodes, people do weird things, I do weird things, you do weird things, you judge them, and then you move on.
What is with, we saw this on obviously you playing All Stars this past summer. We're seeing it again right now.
Okay.
And I am not a fan of this new trend of we don't get the celebration on night one anymore. It's always like half the people are punished. Nope, there's no celebrating allowed. I don't like this. Let them have, I get it. You want drama night one. There'll be plenty of drama. We don't need it. I'm happy to let them have their champagne toast, their finger sandwiches. Let us get like a good like camaraderie. And if you need to build a twist into the food, like we saw in the one season where the one chalice was a person who was cursed or whatever that was. I mean, there are things that you can do. Um, whatever. I don't like it. I don't like where we're starting right off of you're gonna be on slop for the first night. And no, let them have their life.
I would argue maybe, and I'm being honest, maybe it's a COVID precautions thing where they
No,
don't
there's
want
food in the oh, so like
like
so
here's
like
this
no
big
outside.
abundance. Yeah. But then again, they're already serving it to half of them, so why not? I don't know. I feel like maybe it's something to do with like groupings and numbers and servings, and maybe they can only get so big of a serving from a restaurant or a deli because of restrictions. I don't know. That's where my brain went. I feel like they just wanted to kind of split it for restrictions, but um again too, I think it's also for drama. It's to create that
Hmm.
wedge, it's to create that animosity of like, hey, winning team, now you also get this, and hey, losing team, now you also get this taken away. What does that do? It makes the people that are feasting become overconfident and very close.
Yep.
It makes the people that are have nots, they can either become close or turn against each other, and it creates
Hmm.
the distinction between the two groups, which is obviously what you want when you're creating a TV show based around two teams.
I completely agree.
Mhm.
Of these people's dynamics, before we get into it, um, is there anybody that you see grouping up right away? Do you think that this split team dynamic is going to stick, or do you think there will be cross team mingling?
Oh, there's definitely going to be cross team mingling, especially I'd imagine between some of the guys and girls because you gravitate toward who
Hmm.
you gravitate toward. Um, I we've already seen Tyshawn and Jedson, which
Hmm.
I loved that moment on that balcony, and best believe I would have ran up and stood between them and been like, "I'm a part of this." But anyway, I loved seeing them two sync up and that their faces when Arissa had said the I called them coaches, but the team leaders were watching. You could tell they're like, "Oh shit." um,
Hmm.
so I liked seeing them two sync up, and then at the very very end, I got kind of a vibe, and this is so random, but this is just me reading a vibe
Hmm.
between who was it, Victoria and Tara. Even something as simple as like, I need chapstick. Well, I have chapstick, and it's that vibe of like, we're on the winning team, and we're gonna go share chapstick now. So I see like them two obviously already kind of developing a close like. We were the last two girls standing. We won, that kind of a thing. So I feel as though that's a dynamic we're going to see as well. And then of course, we saw Beth flirting with Kyle earlier, so that's probably going to be something. Um, yeah, I obviously people intermingle. That's the nature of the game, but I do think some things are just more immediate than others.
Interesting. I see people actually have a question. This is a good point too. In our pre-season interview, Nicole with Arissa, one of the things was you were dying to know about the have not room. And then moments after we finished that interview, the
Yep.
information came out, and people want to know what did you think of the ball pit have not room?
Okay, couple things. Number one, I was pretty darn close. My guess was a giant in-ground pool filled with fake sprinkles. I think I got it pretty darn close. So kudos to me. I give myself credit for that. Number two, love it. I, as a kid, don't really remember going in a ball pit, but I've been in a ball pit as an adult, pre COVID, of course, and it is the most relaxing, soothing feeling. However, with that being said, yes, I will hang out in there. Yes, I would love it in there. But if you're a have not and you're trying to mentally and physically prepare for the game and competitions, I don't know how, depending on how deep it is, I don't know how, and by golly, they're going to sleep in there. Again, it is relaxing when you're laying in there for 20 minutes just chilling with your friends and you know you're going to leave. But if you have an HOH competition the next day and you're trying to relax your muscles and sleep, especially if like maybe you're not feeling well, or maybe you're dizzy, or maybe you have your period, you're not going to want to lay in like balls where like every time you roll
Look,
over, it's like blah, blah, blah. And then they're like on your face, and then you're like, and then they're like they're over here. Like that's. I want to know how deep it is. That's my question. If the room is really really deep and you're like standing to sleep, that is ridiculous. If it's a little bit more shallow, you could probably navigate, just mold the balls around you and sleep with the balls. But they're going to be all up in your face. And some people do like balls in their face when they're sleeping, but I feel like that would become very claustrophobic and make me nervous. But go ahead.
I mean, I was going to say I do know exactly the last time I was in a ball pit and had balls on my face, but those both mean something different for my people, so we're gonna move on. Now, ball pits terrify me. Because they're little breeding grounds of disease. Anytime I'm at a McDonald's or anywhere where there's a ball pit and I see the parents with their kids in there, I was like, "Oh my God, you're just gonna bring home all that disease." I mean, think about it. It's nasty ass kids slobbering, drooling, snotting, pee fingers rubbing on plastic. Does that, and then your kids are going in it.
Yeah. I
You're
get
in like
no.
a petri dish of bacteria.
As a kid, I was never allowed in them for that reason. My dad would always,
Yeah.
some kid probably peed in there, and I'd be so scarred. Um, but I think that's part of the reason why that is the have not room, because people always joke, at least my family does, not a joke, but like ball pits are like the breeding ground of sicknesses and disease and COVID. So I think in that sense, in this environment where they've all taken so many precautions and are COVID free and are being tested and all that kind of stuff, why not have it? You know what I mean? Like everybody is being safe and healthy. So like it's probably a very, very, very clean ball pit. And best believe, and I'm making this disclaimer right now, if we venture to Canada for any type of backyard interview, best believe Nicole is breaking into the house, pushing security guards, rolling, commando crawling, cha into the have not room, and I will jump into that ball pit and I will refuse to
Nicole,
leave till yes,
do you want me to let you in a secret?
sure.
First of all, I mean, and I think that you probably just don't remember this. There is no, quote unquote backyard. I mean, there's an outside, but they
Outdoor.
repurpose that for comps. But that's not my secret, Nicole. Uh, my secret is if I don't know, maybe let me put it to you this way. I know that I'm allowed to say it this way. So I'm gonna say it this way, Nicole.
Okay.
Let's say that at the end of a season, when you do your finale interviews, you are allowed to pick what room you want to be in to do them. However, they dole out the choices in a certain order. Let's just say I am very confident that we could have whatever room we wanted. Now, but here's the thing. You're fighting me because you know me. I want bathroom. If you have watched any of the past season ones that we've done, I always take the bathroom because then you have a bathroom, Nicole.
I'll let you pee in the ball pit.
Oh, all right. Well, we're in. Oh, that was easy.
Oh my god. If I get to interview from a ball pit, I a rainbow ball pit. They call it a rainbow ball pit. My all my life's wishes will have come true. That's it. That I would woo!
Here's the thing also, Nicole. I now think let's just make a new deal. You can just jump in the ball pit and take some balls with you. I'm now starting to think of the ball pit audio. Every time someone moves, the audio is just going to be plastic balls knocking around. Or Saturday night for some of you listening. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
But
I
again,
don't know.
depending on how deep it is, we could sit in the balls, we could lean back in the balls. It'd be such a dynamic interview.
Sounds like an audio nightmare.
It does, but it also sounds like a hell of a lot of fun.
And I know people like, oh my God, Eric, it's day one of the season. Let me tell you, Big Brother Canada seasons are short.
Can
And
I just
like, you know when we should have started preparing for finale? Yesterday.
put this in perspective for a second?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you imagine night one, All Stars, me, Kevin, Ian, and Memphis in a
Yeah.
pool?
Oh, that would have been great.
I would have fucking loved it. Wow, I think I'd still be there. I think that would spark so much joy in me. No, I'm no being seriously, that would get old very quickly because your bones and your body would really start to hurt, and you'd be like, I just want to sleep, and all I hear in my sleep is like blah 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 blah. Blah. Like that'd be so annoying.
I mean, you got to make it to the floor eventually. You don't have to sleep on the balls.
Yeah, and then you suffocate to death. It depends on how deep it is.
What? What do you mean? How are you suffocating?
The floor is really deep, Eric. I'm only 5'4". How am I going to sleep? I'm going to sink into it and be
You
suffocated
know,
by.
it's not wrapped in plastic. You know, air can get through the balls.
No, not if they overlap each other. You've never been in a bull pit. Let me tell you, it's very scary when you have layers of balls bury you.
I've been buried by many a ball on my face, and I can tell you I breathed just fine.
I'm not fighting with you on this. Maybe I'm different. Maybe I can't breathe when this ball is in my face. I'm sorry, but I'm letting you know it can be very dangerous.
Well, we're going to need people to sign up to smother us with their balls. So that's going to be our new poll. And we're going to see who can breathe better while being ball smothered, I guess. I don't know.
We'll test it when we go there. We'll both stand in there. Could you imagine you with your back? You'd be like, I can't sleep in here. Oh, the balls. Oh, my back.
Yeah. And I don't care. Just let me know if just you let me know if my guys are there. Then I'm totally fine. Like if Josh is there, if I don't know, Tyshawn is there, if Jedson is there, I'm fine. We won't be sleeping. um. So yeah, look, I'm a fan of the teams. Is the moral of the story?
Yes, we went on a huge rant there about ball pits, but yes, I am a huge fan of the teams as well. Little biased toward Team Defender because I do really like Kiefer.
I almost want to quiz you, but I feel like it would be too mean. No, I really feel like we can do this. So
Okay.
Team Kiefer
Yes.
is Latoya,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Braden,
Mm-hmm.
Jedson,
Yes, I just said.
my first out pick, Rowan,
Mm-hmm.
and Julie.
And
So
Julie, yep.
that is Team Kiefer. Team Tina is officially Nicole's favorite, Tara, my new favorite, who reminds me a touch, and I don't really know why, but reminds me a touch of Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I get like this fun, bubbly Portia vibe from Victoria, but loving her. Obviously, Tina, Kyle, your favorite, Austin. And Beth, oh, that was where I wanted to
And
check
and
in
touch on.
with you. And Tyshawn, yes. But I wanted to check in with you on the cast assessment. You were very much thinking that you were gonna love Austin. Austin was gonna be one of your favorites this season. What are your thoughts now after seeing her interact, seeing her video, yada yada yada?
Again, with the team picking, I was very shocked that she was one of the later ones picked. I wasn't really anticipating that. And to be completely honest, I need to see more of her. I feel like she really wasn't featured a lot. I got a little bit about her from like her opening package, and that didn't give me Nicole quirky vibes. It was a different vibe,
Mhm.
but I need to see more of her. And I will say she's a freaking tough cookie in that competition. She was really busting some ass.
I see Lost and Concruised over on Twitch says, if I learned anything from Tiger King, it's not to trust a man with a mullet. So I guess I'm not going to be Team Kiefer.
But also don't trust the woman that's against the man with the mullet.
That's a good point, too. That is a good point, too.
So, in the vein of our wrap up, our recap, they have a competition called Drop in a
They
Bucket, and
and and go ahead.
and we already know that both captains are going to be safe for the week. So, regardless, both Kiefer and Tina are safe. Um, and the teams are going to be split. The winning team will sleep together in one room. The losing team will sleep together in one room. And what they do, which I thought was very interesting with the captains during this competition, is they put buttons in front of them. And every time this
Mhm.
alarm goes off, the captains can fill the bucket of one of the team members on the opposing team. So, yes, it's called Drop in a Bucket. It's kind of similar to the first competition of last season's Big Brother Canada, where you're holding up a bucket essentially with your forearm and bicep strength and your core strength, that is representative, is that the right word, of your body weight, which is something I think should be more so implemented into BBUS. It should be, hey, if you're 100 pounds, here's a 200-pound bucket. If you're 200 pounds, here's a 400-pound bucket, because I don't think it's fair when everybody gets the same weight. So, yeah, they have to hold up their buckets with the team captain sabotaging certain members. And it's during that we see Tina taking the approach of go after Jedson, keep on filling his bucket, get out the big guy. That's her approach. Whereas Kiefer viewed it more as distribute who he's punishing just to make them all suffer, which personally
Mhm.
I think is the better approach. I think you're better off making everybody a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier so they all get tired. And also,
Well,
you could just be like, sorry, I was spreading the wealth. I didn't mean to make anybody angry. And yes, her team won, but whereas Tina, like, Judson's not going to be happy with you.
yeah, I mean, so okay, number one, my favorite tweet of my own, if I can just toot my horn. My favorite tweet of the night was where I tweeted out, the new competition is finding the teams having to fill buckets with Kyle from last season. Because Julie said it was filled the buckets with sludge. So I cracked myself up with that one. I'm just saying I cracked myself up with that one. And then I found it very hard to concentrate during this.
Why was this?
Um all that I could focus on was Tyshawn and oh my god,
Jed.
Brandon's
Oh,
Jedson hit their arms. It was like a
oh, I
comp
know.
for their arms.
Oh, I know.
It was an
I
arm
know.
comp. I was just like, what is my arm doing? What is this? Look at
But
what is this? And what's that? I want
you
that.
can't,
How do I get that?
you can't say that though, because sometimes it's the bigger they are, the harder they fall. You look at last season of
Fall
BB
on me.
Canada. Was it Suzanne? Um, that held up that car because women have a
Yeah.
lower center of gravity and all that kind of stuff. And you look at this competition, no offense, Victoria is not your stereotypical like buff. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Who else did very well? Braden did very well. Rowan did very well. So I think it's just more so if you have that type of strength, it's not always the stereotypical, oh my God, you have a big muscle, there you go. Um, but yeah, I will admit that was kind of hard to concentrate because my family was also screaming at the TV of who we were rooting for and who we wanted to hold on. Latoya was getting screamed at in a positive way by everybody in my household, like just hold it. But yeah, obviously the winning team will be safe for the week. The losing team are the ones that are eligible to go up on the block. When it comes down to it, it is Victoria, Rowan, and Braden as the final three. And then Braden, let's go first. Down to Rowan and Victoria. Rowan, let's go. Victoria from Team Destiny, Team Tina wins, and that's a team that's safe. So at this point, we have Team not Destiny. What is it? Team Defender is the
Team
losing team,
Defender.
and one of them is going to go home. One of Kiefer's team members is going to go home.
Let's just take a moment to say one of my other favorite people that
Yeah,
I said I wanted to win. won it for their team.
She did a great she oh, like, oh, you you can't deny, regardless of how you feel about anybody, they said it was what, like an hour and a half? That
Yeah.
is such a feat to hold something up for an hour and a half. Like, that's what blows my mind. That's what, having been through it, I just go, "Oh my god, an hour and a half is insane. What are you talking about now? If this has anything to do with balls in the face, I don't wanna hear it."
I swear I'm not. Uh, if you want, okay, people that know me know I am very big on decorating for Christmas. You can, I think there's like a walkthrough of the Christmas decor on my TikTok or the Hello Friends TikTok, whatever. Here's my point. It's important to the story. I have in my kitchen, the hanging chandeliers that come down, right? Not chandeliers, like single lights with the glass dome on the top.
Yeah,
Um, and every Christmas, I have to unscrew the glass part, put a little wreath on it, and then I put it back up and screw it in. Yeah, I can't hold that up long enough to do it. I literally, God forbid unscrewing that is hard in any way. I'm literally like, oh my God, I can't get this. How do you? If you just wanted me to forget about holding weight, if you just told me to hold my arm like up
that's
in the
between us
air,
2.
no weight on it at all, or like out from your body, I honestly
Really
don't
tough.
think I would last more than 5 minutes.
And see, that's what I'm trying to say. If there's one,
It's
there's many
incredible.
things, but if there's one thing I can definitely say is just like, wow, my experiences on Big Brother have just given me such an insight into my love of reality TV, in the sense of, you're watching it edited down until like what, 6, 8, 10 minutes, and you're thinking, I could do that. Like, come on, it can't be that heavy. When you think in your brain an hour and a half, okay, we've been doing the show for about an hour. That's like holding that for this entire time plus another half hour. That is absolutely absurd. And that's why, like, Victoria, that's so commendable. It's absolutely incredible. Like, I can't wrap my head around it, because you don't realize what the human body is capable of. You don't realize what you're capable of. And when you put yourself in those situations and you're able to do something, and you're like, wait, I was up on that wall for 40 minutes, or I was holding that log for 50 minutes. You kind of impress yourself.
Now, where do you think this house is going to go now? So, the first week of a season, it can go any way. An old person goes, a quirky person goes. I honestly feel like that's the reason those two were team captains.
Yep.
Because, in all honesty, I was really worried that those two were the most not like the others
Hmm.
and would end up being the victim of being nominated. So I found it very interesting that those were the two people picked for team captains, thus
And
making them
also,
safe. Yeah, God.
so the notion of teams and how they would alternate picking teams, whereas I think if it just started and it was like, hey, break off into teams, you'd see a lot of similar people gravitate toward each other, whereas this way, certain stereotypically similar people were split up to different sides of the house. It kind of got rid of that.
And the two old people got a chance. The
Yeah.
two, oh, I think those are two of the oldest people on this season. We normally, the older people that play the game, I say this as a 40-year-old, um, it's going to be way harder for you. It's just going to be. It's very hard to relate to the younger people. So I think that I love it, but I guess what I see people asking in chat before was, do we think that this is gonna go the way of target the strongest guy? I mean, that was what you said we saw Tina doing in that competition. Are people on Team Tina gonna fall in line? Are they gonna go, you know what? Let's get out this stronger guy. Let's put our votes or get out a stronger guy, basically. Um, or not? Or do we think that the guys will get together? We already saw Kiefer, which, again, I think was a big mistake on his part, say, guys or girls?
Yep.
That was a Tina. I know
They
Tina's gonna
know.
go to the girls and be like, right away, Kiefer wanted an all guys thing. We need, you know. So, what do
I
you think?
I I think it's like you said earlier with will people stay with their team or will people kind of slink away and make connections? That's just inevitable. That's how human beings are. You make connections with people. So I think we're going to see a lot of, hey, you're not on my team, but I think we should work together. In which case, like Tyshawn and Jedson already being close, if the Tina team goes, oh, Jedson's really tough, like tough looking, let's get rid of him. I could see Tayshawn maybe talking to some people like, no, I don't think he's the one. For some reason, you're not gonna like the sound of this. My my family and myself like had this vibe of like, uh-oh, Josh, uh-oh. And I don't know why. I don't see a louder personality like a Braden being targeted. I don't see somebody who's like in the middle and did well, like a Latoya, like, going out. I see it being somebody who I don't know, like I said, I got that vibe from him on the couch of like, oh God, oh God, oh God. And if everybody else kind of picked up on that, I could see him being scapegoated as, oh, well, let's get rid of him.
Yeah. We're going to we need to get people more involved on the I mean because I want people to like weigh in with us in real time. I'm going to bring the meter back and the polls back for the next show. Cuz I'm curious. I'm curious cuz I completely disagree with you on this Josh
Really?
thing. I do get the moment, he did look like he was struggling keeping that, barrel. It did look like we weren't getting a DR of him saying like, "Oh, I have to hold on. I need to do this," or I don't I think that's what we're used to on Big Brother. I don't think that necessarily means because we didn't get that and just cuz he seemed a little mopey, um that he's defeated. We're moody, Nicole.
But
Gays are moody. I'm
can
moody.
I?
We're moody. He's moody. He probably has the Nicole. We just haven't seen it because of the edit. He probably had the Nicole right next to him going, Josh, you're gonna hold that up a long time? Josh, you're gonna hold it up? Can you hold it up? Maybe if you switch your hand grip. Hey, did you want to get a different glove? You know there are five-finger gloves. You know that there are shoes, and there are shoes that have holes in it for your toes, and it's like toe shoes. Did you know that, Josh? Josh, did you know that? How much do you think sludge weighs? Why isn't the sludge blue? I like pink sludge. Do they have glitter sludge? What do you think, Josh? And then Josh was finally like, I have to let this go so I can get away.
No. You made me knock over my mic. No, what I will say, and again, maybe it's just a matter of them being like new and not being in that kind of like a competitive realm. A lot of people, when you're not used to that, you're not used to that. I always say, if I went back on a show, I know I'd be a lot more like, I'm going to give this my all till my body gives out. I will say, I feel like, Rowan, his body gave out. Um, Someone like Tayshawn, his body gave out. Like you saw it was like a, ooh, you know what I mean? I feel as though, um, a Josh kind of, I can't no more. I feel like a Beth kind of, sorry guys, I couldn't, I just couldn't hold it. And that to me, like, it just, again, it's not me as a competitor. So I'm just like, no, you hold, and maybe they don't want to win. Maybe that's their strategy, which kudos, do your thing. But it's like, no, you hold that till your body gives
It's
out.
hard.
But I also think people aren't used to the sensation of their body giving out because they're not used to a competitive show. And as the season goes on, we see more of that desperation. But there is a big difference between Rowan, like literally his muscles giving out, and somebody going, I can't do this. Oh.
Okay, but I would also argue it is the first episode. There is 16 people there.
14.
14. There's a lot they have to squeeze into the edit. We don't know that that didn't happen. I just think it's a matter of you're correct on based on what they showed.
Yes, I know. Well, even Victoria, I feel as though if she was going to use that strategy of like, oh,
Uh-huh.
oh, you guys would have liked if I dropped that. Oh, I'm so weak. Oh, I can't do it. Oh no. and then she won. And it's like you used up this strategy of I'm so weak, but then you won it. So now people are going to start thinking like, what was that about? So that, to
Right.
me, that would be a red flag. You're complaining the whole time that you're weak, then you win it. Like I'd be like, ding, 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 keep an eye on you. You're lying about your abilities. So I feel like if she was going to commit to that, oh no, I'm weak, she should have dropped it at one point and not won it. Or if she was
Mhm.
going to win it, keep her mouth shut. So I think she kind of didn't help her like
No, I get
strategy
it.
and approach.
Okay. You know, we're technically out of time, but however, I'm so excited for the premiere and people have been asking questions in the chat, so I thought that we could answer or, give our opinion on a few of these things. First up is from Savid over on Twitch who says, "Do you think that there is a power hidden in the have not room? So could there be a golden ball?"
That would be cool if they put something inside one of the balls. And like you hear,
Mhm.
oh, I'd love to do that. I'd be shaking those balls. I'd be in that room all day, every day.
Yeah, I here's
Smart.
the thing. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna try and beat around the bush and be clever about it. We know in past seasons there have been twist and play. People have found the twist early and then get told, sorry, that's not in play, or get out of that secret hatch. That's not supposed to be open yet. So I'm sure if it's something that's a ball, I don't think there's any point searching until it's ready to be in play. Clearly, production is not
It,
going to put
yeah,
the ball in there until they want it to be in play. But yeah, we've seen things hidden in the have not room before, so for sure.
I would love that. That's really interesting. I never got the answer about my bathroom duckies and why one had a black eye. That'll drive me nuts forever.
It's just a decor option. There was no real reason why. Jackie Knows over on YouTube says, "Who do you think will be the biggest diva about where they sleep?" So, is there anybody that you see throwing a fit over where they're gonna sleep?
Okay, so let's say it's Kiefer's team that needs to all be in they have to all be in the have not room. Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And they're all sleeping
Oh
in the same room. So, what's really to complain about?
no, if they all get transferred to the ball pit, maybe. The whole team.
Yeah,
Room
so,
big enough.
right.
So I'm trying to think of that group. I think any, but I don't know. I don't think we know their personalities enough.
Yeah.
I think people shock you. You might be like, oh, that person's so bubbly. And then when they can't sleep, they get nasty. And there's people that you go, oh, he's moody. And then he sleeps in a ball pit and he's fine. So I think we'd have to wait and see, which is not a good answer, I know, but I think that's more so people's hidden nature. What people present in their opening packages and how people present themselves when they greet each other night one, that's what they want people to see. How you react when you don't get sleep, that's a very hidden, private, intimate
Mhm.
type of view that we're not going to see for a while until live feeds start up and we start seeing how people tick.
I can tell you, Nicole gets nasty. Maybe 420 wants to know, question, do you see any showmances happening this season from over on
Yes,
Twitch?
I am calling who did I think it was? Beth and Kyle.
You think there will be a showmance between, oh, 100%
Yeah,
Beth and chest hair? Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. 100%. Yeah.
you're ridiculous. You are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Although
Oh, I
who was
completely agree with that.
I forget who it was at the end of the episode. Was it I thought they were in the same room and I think it was Tina's team. So was it Tayshawn and Beth that kind of had like a nice little huggy hug at the very, very end when they were in the
No,
bedroom
he
together?
he needs to get away from her.
I think it might have been them two that like really like hugged, and I was like, "Oh damn, okay."
Okay. I'm gonna say who will I bet? Oh, I want freaking Josh and Brayden.
Aiden. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I
I love
just
it.
want the I just want it out of the way. There's a lot about this season that is, Big Brother Canada wants you to achieve. Of course, we heard Arissa speak about it. We knew it about ahead of time, creating one of the most diverse casts. This is the first time we're seeing two gay guys being cast together because oh no, what if people have to watch two guys kiss? So I want it to happen just for that. I'm gonna be jealous.
That's what I'm trying to say. I think,
But
like, don't be jealous. Like, if you like, come on now.
yeah, he'll
Like,
kiss me.
you know what I mean? No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying viewers. Like, you don't want to see that. Like, why? Because like you're lonely. You don't want to see guys kiss
Oh,
girls or
yeah.
girls kiss girls because you're lonely. So don't judge people.
I mean, sometimes I don't want to see people kiss at all either because it's just gross and I don't care if it's
True.
guy, girl, 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 guy.
That's how
But
I feel.
my point is I just want it to happen and get over with so that hopefully what advertisers and marketers will see was, oh, the public reaction wasn't so scary to that. Well, now we can cast more than one gay guy. That'd be great.
Oh, I
Lost
love
and
that.
King Lost and King Cruz would like to know, in your opinions, with last season being cut short, do you think this cast may have a chip on their shoulders to bring a good or even great season? So do we think they're feeling the pressure of we gotta bring this home for BBCAN this year?
I don't think it's a pressure like, oh no, we better be good. I think if anything, it's like haha, we must be great because despite, the world being what it is, we got cast and they didn't bring back BBCAN 8 people, they cast us. So I think if anything, it's gonna be more of a we were selected, like, haha. I think it'd be more like that. And I'll admit that's something I was thinking while watching this premiere. I kind of had a moment of like, damn, like I have a lot of
I'm
buddies on
still
the
holding
BBCAN
on.
8. Like, oh, I am. Like, I have a lot of buddies on the BBCAN 8 cast, and I was watching, and I just had this moment of like, damn, like that should be all
Yeah.
of them again. Like that, it sucks. Like, and I don't know. I just felt really bad, and
I don't
I can't imagine the stress they must be going through, especially with the house being similar. If I had to sit at home and see like Camp BB has been overgrown, I'd be like, no, that's my house. Like, I feel bad for them.
I feel bad for them as well. And I mean, honestly, Arissa explained it,
Yep.
I hope on this interview that, they got a chance. And even if it is cut short, other people, will never get that experience that they had and et cetera and et cetera. However, I I would have liked to have seen a do-over. I think that could have been the headline, but I also think it was a very problematic cast. Some people on that season created a lot of controversy, so I think that's probably why they didn't
But
bring back people.
if you, and I'll be honest, if you factor out the self evictions,
Yeah.
expulsions, threatens of self eviction, even the one person that was actually evicted, if you factor out all of them, there's a nice little handful that could be a
Yeah.
team, maybe down the line, maybe once we
Mhm.
lose 4 or 5 or 6 people, suddenly there'll be a new team that enters. That would be something I would love to see.
That is my hope that what was it? It was like 4 weeks in, right? It was like almost at the fourth week that the last season, I have everything crossed that on week four we get like whoop whoop sirens and it's just like a new team is entering and it's oh my god, I would die.
And just be prepared because even if we're not live, you will hear me across the country. I don't know. I don't care if you're listening from California, New Zealand, Canada. You will hear me scream from my house. And I want you to say, wow, that was Nicole, because I love so many of them so, so,
Mhm.
so, so much. I just can't. I just like I had a conspiracy theory before the premiere started. I went, wait a minute. There's only 14. Usually there's 16. I wonder if Sheldon and Brooke are going to walk in.
I thought that as well. I wanted Sheldon back so bad.
I thought of Sheldon and a Brooke. Like you guys have heard me argue about Angie and about Hira and JL and Maddie and Rianne and Michael and everybody. But I had this moment right before premiere and I went, oh my God, Sheldon and Brooke. But you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Hold out hope. I will see them one day play that game again.
Nicole,
Yes,
we have so many people
I
watching
know.
live. They just want to ask some
I'm
questions.
sorry. Can I just finish
I
my
got,
last note?
oh
My
my
last
God.
note is for this vote this week, everybody votes, including the nominees, with the exception of Tina, because she's the captain of the winning team. So everybody will vote but her. That's the end of my notes. But bammo, kabammo, ask all the fucking questions you want.
Okay. Well, you just made it so you got to put a not safe for fucking work filter on it now.
Did
Hope
I
you're
curse?
happy. That's a you job. Yep, you did.
No.
Okay. I got this one, Nicole. It's from Garland Strickland who says, "How do you watch BBCAN?" Look, Garland Strickland, I would suggest following myself at Reality Recaps on Twitter, Nicole at Strong Island Nicole. I take that back. We're busy doing a million other things. You know who you should follow? At BBCAN9 live feeds on Twitter, our live feed updaters that cover the show 24/7. Ask them. I'm sure whoever is covering or doing it will be more than happy to help you figure out how to watch the show. It is not difficult. There are many ways to watch the show from the United States. So ask one of those friendly live feed updaters. I'm sure they will be more than happy to help you out. And I am just shout out to the live feed updaters because they do an amazing job updating the live feeds. And if you'd like to be one, yourrealityrecaps.com/updaters to come and be part of the updater team. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
And as well, follow Hello Friends Twee on Twitter. We have a very amazing community of people. And if you ask any of them, like in a comment or whatnot, I'm sure they know as well.
yes.
Yes.
Destiny's says, I'm sure that there is a power hidden somewhere. And that's, we know that there's always going to be a power in the house hidden. I don't think that that is any sort of a secret. Um, Courtney is saying they had two, didn't they have two gay guys on BB8 or BB9? They were exes. I
Well, this
can't
is,
remember that
oh,
far
I
back.
don't,
Our big brother, yeah. I cannot remember that far back. A lot of people saying, do 14 seems like an odd number? Do we think that they will be bringing at least two more people? Jane asked over on YouTube, yeah, I think very much so. Forget about 4 weeks from now. I think we need two more people right off the bat.
yeah.
So I don't know if there's gonna be another twist or, I don't know.
I, I'm now hell bent on the idea of like 4 weeks from now bringing back a good old handful of last season's cast and just have it be like, oh no, Clash of the Comics. Like that'd be really cool.
Interesting.
Hmm.
There were two on BB Can 4. You're right, be a hoot. I
What?
do stand corrected,
What?
Mitch. And well, yeah, but Mitch was basically married. We need to bring Mitch back on to do a show. Mitch is one of my favorite people. You would love him.
Uh,
He has a very popular YouTube channel about science and like he breaks everything like sciency things down and does it fun with his
cool.
partner. So you would love that. Um,
Well,
Arissa has said in interviews it's only 14 people. Well, she's the executive producer. She's not gonna ruin the twist.
there's
She's not gonna
14
be
for
like,
now, guys, but we're getting six more. Don't worry about it.
right, don't worry. There's 14 for now, right now, but then there will be another, another one. What I am dying to know is I think a lot of people know we did that interview with Arissa yesterday. No, on Monday.
2 days ago.
And 2 days ago. And if you guys watch it, Arissa's clearly in the office at the studio. And if you are observant, things are happening. And I am very I just can't wait to like I'm gonna be watching tomorrow to be like, what is Arissa's? How is her hair done? What glasses? Do I feel like that's the shirt? Like, what was the thing that was happening in the blah, blah, blah. Okay, everyone, I get it. There's apparently been two gays on in Big Brother Canada. There hasn't been any in the US. All right,
Eric,
yes,
you
there
lied to the people.
yes, there has, but there well, whatever. Gary and Anil. All right, fine.
You
I'm
were wrong,
wrong. Are you guys
but you're still
happy?
you were wrong, but you're still excited for it this season, and rightfully so.
Right, can I be happy about the gays? I mean, I
You can
thought
be
he was
happy.
a serial killer 2 days ago, and I just found out he's blonde gay, and that's like two steps away from my favorite of hot blonde dumb gay. So I'm almost winning with him, but I don't think he's dumb. I think he's superstar sociopath serial killer. Still out on that, but Nicole.
But yes,
We kind of got to wrap this one up for today.
we we kind of got carried away with this premiere episode, and you know what it is? Hold on, I have a final thought.
That will be back tomorrow after the night after the episode.
We will be, but I have a final thought for the premiere. What is so amazing about the premiere, and I thought this when they were all walking and hugging each other as well, that is the moment that they are meeting, and they have no idea what's about to happen, and that they're going to be connected forever. And that's something that I now look for in premieres, especially a Big Brother. And that to me is absolutely fascinating. Like, I don't care if they are friends, enemies, whatever it is, they are connected for life, they are family for life. And we witnessed family members meeting, and that's just absolutely amazing to me.
Well, I think it is absolutely amazing. And you guys let us know. This is the first season where Nicole and I are going live immediately following the episode to do the recap. So, like, we want to hear from you guys. Do you like us live in this time slot? I will say tomorrow night we will also be live in this time slot. We also will
Well,
be doing exit interviews. So, where do we want to take questions from, Nicole? I guess Twitter and
yeah.
Instagram again. Just like Nicole said, make sure you're following the Hello Friends accounts. After tomorrow night's episode, when we find out who's been evicted, we'll remind you then too. But I know a lot of people are asking, where do we leave questions now? Where do we do that? So you will be able to leave your questions for them on Instagram and on Twitter. So for right now, our next show with all of you will be tomorrow night after the show. I have to say, Nicole, I did kind of like going live and watching with everyone. I might do that again for tomorrow's show. It was
Okay.
actually fun to talk to people live while the show was going on.
Love
And then, like I said, Friday we will have our exit interview with whoever is evicted.
it.
And don't worry, everyone. The regular Hello Friends podcasts are not going anywhere. We will still be doing at least two of those a week for you guys. Just for those of you that are like, but okay, all right, we get it. Big Brother Canada. Don't worry. We will be doing the Hangout shows for you. We will be doing the regular Hello Friends podcast for you. And of course, we will be doing live feed update shows as well.
And there's some amazing surprises coming, so make sure you're following everything.
Oh, I hope you guys are following, so get ready. I see. Last question from Rod Carson. What time is tomorrow's show? No, I was almost going to be nasty to Rod Carson. I was almost going to be like, Rod Carson, I couldn't be any clearer. I said our show will be after the show. And then I realized he means the Big Brother show.
Yes.
I made it
Big
about
Brother,
me again, and it wasn't. Yes, God?
Big Brother, and correct me if I'm wrong, is on tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, the schedule could not be any more confusing. It's
And
on Mondays. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? It's on Mondays at 9 p.m., Wednesdays at 7 p.m., and Thursdays at 8 p.m.
so 978, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. 978 is a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's what you remember, guys. That's the song. Okay.
Well, you need to give me more than that.
I forgot already. Not 978. What was it? Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. 978.
978
Monday,
Monday,
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday.
Thursday.
978.
978
Monday,
Monday,
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday.
Thursday. And you know what the other one to do is? When the fish swim, we fill you in. When the fish swim, we fill you in. Because, yes, I saw people asking when will you do your live feed updates. You guys know the deal. When the feeds are down for POV, you can head right back over to all of our socials. Um, I will definitely be live doing a live feed update show. Perhaps Nicole will join. Perhaps we'll have some of you join for some perhaps we'll have some of maybe the live feed updaters join or just other people join to come on with me or with both of us and talk live feeds.
I love it. So
I think
tomorrow,
it I think it will
8
be
p.m. is
fun.
the show. We are at
It's
9:15.
If you guys are bored for the rest of the night, like I said, go check out that Arissa show if you missed it. There's a ton of shows for you to check out if you missed that we've had recently from, I don't know, Danny Donato, Julie Chen, Matt Iceman. I'm forgetting people. Help,
And
Nicole.
most recently, Nam Vo.
Nom.
Yes,
Oh,
a lot of
God.
you might know him from the challenge. A lot of you might know him from the challenge, but what I will argue is it's not a challenge recap show. So even if you're not a fan of, like, let's say the challenge specifically, I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to watch that show, because if you need if you need one show in your life, it is that one, because he is just so inspiring as a human being.
Adorable.
He's just, as a human being, from everything, his upbringing, his story, his journey, his path. Like, I just can't. I can't.
He cries 3 times during the show.
He's
He's
just.
the most adorable person I've ever met in my life. I literally told my hubs I would leave you for Nam.
I
If
told my
Nam
whole
was like, yeah, move to Germany, I'd be like, okay,
I told my sisters, I was like, listen, get on that. There's a guy for you. I don't know if you share him or something, but
why don't you want him?
hmm?
Why don't you want him?
I
Why are
don't
you
need him
hawking him off to your sisters?
because not necessary.
It's not? Huh? You going after my
No,
Josh, aren't you? You going after my Tyshawn, aren't you? My
who
Brandon?
knows? Eric,
All
we
right, we're
don't have
gonna
much
end this
time
show.
left. Look,
I got,
time.
I got some investigating to do, everyone. However, I will lastly, quickly remind you now that the show is over. Don't forget wherever you guys are watching, like, follow, subscribe if it's YouTube. Hit that thumbs up and bell before you leave. Hit the subscribe button. On Twitch, follow. On Facebook, follow. On Twitter, follow. And of course, sharing this show now that it's over or in the future with people that you think would enjoy it is a great way to help support the shows as well. Nicole and I will see all of you guys on the next show. Any final thought, Nicole?
Oh man, BB baby, here we are. New season, joy, festivities. We love it. Ball pits. What?
Speaking of balls in the face, Nicole, bye everybody!
Time.